What's up, you guys, and welcome to this video. Today I'm going to be sharing with you 5 ways in which I'm saving money in 2020 while shooting film photography. Let's jump into it. Originally, I was supposed to shoot this video back in January, but believe it or not, speaking on camera gives me anxiety.
Oh no.
Yeah. Now you may remember at the end of last year, Kodak raised their prices by 30%.
Really?
Yeah. Now, I had just gotten into shooting color photography like last year, and I was dabbling in medium format photography towards the end of last year as well. So for me, I had just started to get a taste for different film stocks that I was enjoying. And of course, I had grown a fondness for Kodak Portra, 400, 800, 169 like this. It's not my favorite, but I think it's still a really good film. And I've always been shooting that Kodak Tri-X. But with these price spikes, I had to really sit back and reevaluate what exactly I'm doing in my film photography because these costs add up. I was going into freestyle every 2 weeks or so, dropping like $50+ on film supplies. They need a rewards card. Freestyle, get a customer rewards card. I'm in there too frequently not to have any points, man. Too frequently. But the good thing about freestyle is that they give you 10% off of all Kodak products. This is not a plug, although y'all should sponsor me considering how much money I've dropped in your store. Given that we're headed directly into a recession right now because of public health issues, I'm having to reconsider my film photography even more than I was before. So here's what I'm thinking. What? Buy cheaper film stocks. I've been doing this since January. In fact, for Christmas, I asked my family and friends to just buy me cheap film. The film stocks that I've been using have been Kodak Gold, Fuji Superia 400, Fuji Color 200. I've even shot some Lomo 400. I will say that all of these film stocks have their own vibe. You get different looks with them, and it makes shooting a little bit more fun because you're not going to get that super clean, professional Kodak Portra look or that Fuji Pro H look, but you are going to get some interesting images, and that's what I like about shooting on cheaper film stocks. Shoot more black and white photography. I mean, that's basically where I started anyway. It's the first thing I learned how to process at my house, and that's the first thing that I really got into when shooting film photography. Black and white film stocks typically are cheaper than color film stocks, and you get more bang for your buck. For example, right now on eBay, Ultrafine Extreme 400 is going at roughly $40 for 100 feet of 35mm film. If you're like me and you bulk load, this is a fantastic deal. I typically get about 18 to 20 rolls when I bulk load 100 feet of film. So when you break it down even more, it ends up being between $2 and $2.22 per roll. Per roll. Those are good prices anywhere. 3. Develop your film at home. Now hear me out, hear me out, hear me out. Develop black and white film at home. The chemicals are cheaper, they last longer, and you can develop more rolls with one chemical batch of black and white than you can with a chemical batch of color. Now this is not to say that you cannot process color film at home, because you can. The process is just slightly different. You see, the chemicals don't keep as long once you mix them for color film development. You typically get about 2 weeks after you've mixed everything together. So my recommendation is shoot as much color film as you can. I'm talking get at least 20 rolls in to really get the most bang for your buck. Now the box is going to tell you something like you can only get like 6 to 9 rolls of color film that'll look really good, but I found that you can get a lot of really good rolls developed using the color chemical if you develop them within a shorter amount of time. So don't wait 4 to 5 days in between mixing. Get all your film lined up and try to crank that thing out in a weekend. Now some people are going to say,
but Talya, what about the overhead cost for supplies? I gotta buy the chemicals, I gotta buy the tank, I gotta buy the clips, I gotta buy gloves. I'll be in the hole. Bruh.
Buy used. You can buy used tanks on eBay. You don't have to buy new bottles off of websites. You can get tanks off of eBay for a discounted price. You can literally use recycled bottles to hold your mixed chemicals. I use empty 1-gallon bottles of water. I use empty liquor bottles. Don't judge me, okay? I had a hookup for some liquor bottles and I used it. Yeah. And really, at the end of the day, just suck it up, okay? Spend a little bit extra upfront to save in the long run. You're gonna keep this stuff for a really long time. I legit still have the same bottles and jugs that I had 2 years ago when I first started developing film at home. And you know what? A bag of D79 is like what? $6 to $9 for a gallon for a year? Well, for my case, about 6 months of use. That's really good, y'all. It's really good.
4.
Shoot more 35mm film than 120 film. Now, like I said in the beginning, I just got into shooting medium format photography about 6 months ago, and I already thought it was expensive, like for real. If I'm shooting 6x7, I'm getting 10 shots. I was spending about $7 to $9 per roll if it was Kodak or Fuji Pro H. Now that junk has gone up to like $10 to $12 per roll. And let me tell you, I feel it every time I click the shutter. Ooh, every time. The facts are, you get more images shooting 35mm film. 35mm cameras are typically much cheaper than medium format cameras. And sometimes they even fit in your pocket. Integrate more digital photography into your workflow. Damn, that kind of hurt to say. Now, I'm not saying you should go out and buy a new digital camera. I've never said that. I will never say that. What I'm saying is, if you happen to have a digital camera sitting around collecting dust that you don't use anymore, blow it off, charge it up, and take it back out and start shooting. Truth of the matter is, you've already spent the most money on the camera anyway up front. All you need is an SD card or a CF card, and you have all your images right there. For me, the lab that I send my color film out to is closed. A lot of things in LA are closed. A lot of things are closed all over the country. So it's not as easy to get my color film developed. Plus, my budget's just tightened, so I'm not sending any film out anyway. So to combat that, I'm going to have to start integrating more digital photography into my workflow. So that's it. I hope my tips help you moving forward in 2020 to save some money. If you do try any of my tips, let me know. Or if you have any tips or hacks that you're utilizing in 2020, comment down below and let me know. If you made it this far, please go ahead and hit that like button for me. It really helps me out here on YouTube, as I'm a small YouTuber just trying to come up. Way up. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so, and share it with a friend, because it's 2020 and we all know that sharing is caring. All right, y'all. Peace.